Hello dear viewers, and welcome back to the channel where we meticulously examine the significant shifts and seismic events occurring within the venerable House of Windsor. Today, we delve into a profound moment of reckoning, a decision that has been years in the making, finally bringing a painful chapter for the British monarchy toward its definitive close. We are of course discussing the monumental steps taken by King Charles Roman III regarding his brother Prince Andrew, Duke of York. This is not merely a formality. It is a historic purging of the lingering shame attached to the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, and it marks a powerful display of royal unity and moral resolve. Before we dive into the intricate details of this unprecedented royal decree, do remember to show your support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Your engagement ensures we can continue to bring you these in-depth reports on the world's most famous family. The date of October 30th, 2023 will undoubtedly be etched into the annals of royal history. On this day, the global community applauded King Charles Roman III as he finally tightened his grip and exerted his authority over his younger brother, Andrew. For years, the Duke of York's entanglement with the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, an association that became a toxic albatross around the neck of the monarchy, had caused unrelenting damage and brought only continuous humiliation to the institution. The king's action was swift, decisive, and uncompromising. It was formally declared in a statement that the monarch had initiated a comprehensive process to definitively strip Andrew of his remaining style, titles, and honors. This move goes far beyond the earlier necessary removal of military affiliations and the cessation of his use of the HR, His Royal Highness designation, which occurred back in 2022. This latest action signifies a complete and final severance of the Duke from the formal structure and privileges of the working royal family. The consequence of this declaration is a profound diminishment of identity. Sarah Ferguson's former husband will now be recognized simply as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. This surname transition is highly symbolic. By shedding the ducal title in any associated royal style in his public life, he is being relegated to the status of a private citizen, albeit one still related to the reigning monarch. The name Mountbatten Windsor itself is the personal surname used by members of the royal family who do not possess a formal title, emphasizing that his official role within the crown has been completely extinguished. But the punitive measures extend beyond mere nomenclature. The King's decree also addresses the matter of residence, specifically targeting the controversial and highly expensive Royal Lodge. Andrew has been mandated to vacate the massive sprawling property, which has been a point of significant contention and public scrutiny regarding its upkeep and cost. He will be required to transition to alternative private accommodation, a move confirmed by an official notice from Buckingham Palace. This forced relocation from Royal Lodge is arguably the most tangible and painful symbol of his downfall. Royal Lodge is not just any house. It is a Grade II listed building situated in Windsor Great Park, possessing tremendous historical weight. It had served as the residence of the Queen Mother until her passing in 2002. Prince Andrew had reportedly invested millions into the property, believing it was his forever home, secured by a long-term lease. His eviction is a clear signal that the financial and residential privileges previously afforded to him as a senior royal are now completely revoked. Now, what makes this decision truly compelling is the powerful unified front that stood behind King Charles Roman III. This was not a solitary choice made by the king in isolation. According to an insider who spoke candidly with People magazine, the leading women of the royal family, Her Majesty Queen Camilla and the future Queen Catherine, Princess of Wales, were absolutely pivotal in supporting the monarch. Their unity, the source explained, was rooted in a principled stand against all forms of abuse, signaling a clear shift in the monarchy's ethical posture. The source shared a fascinating insight into the dynamics at play within the senior echelon of the family, stating, "I would think the Queen had a hand in that there would have been a push from Camilla and Catherine, and there was pressure from William, who would not want to inherit the headache." This statement is hugely significant, highlighting the often underestimated influence of the royal consorts. A Queen Camilla having navigated her own complex path into the heart of the monarchy, and Princess Catherine representing the future stability and modern face of the institution, provided necessary moral and political ballast for the king's tough decision. Their endorsement transformed the move from a difficult familial dispute into a powerful institutional statement affirming ethical accountability. For Catherine, the Princess of Wales, this involvement marks another crucial step in her maturation as a future queen. She is known for her measured approach and her dedication to causes related to mental health and childhood development. By lending her unequivocal support to the king's decision to disassociate the crown entirely from the shadow cast by the Epstein affair, Catherine demonstrated a profound understanding of the monarchy's need for moral purity and public trust. Her stance reinforced the message that the institution, particularly under the guidance of the new generation, will not tolerate associations that undermine its integrity. The future queen's influence was clearly a decisive factor in solidifying the family's united stance. Similarly, Queen Camilla's support cannot be overstated. As the reigning queen, her backing provided immediate legitimacy to Charles's actions. She has consistently shown a commitment to supporting victims of domestic violence and abuse, making her alignment with the king's decision a reflection of her own deeply held charitable priorities and a commitment to ensuring the crown upholds the highest ethical standards. The combined weight of these two powerful women, one representing the present, the other the future, made any internal resistance to the king's decree virtually impossible. But the pressure was not limited to the royal women. The future king, Prince William, the Prince of Wales, exerted significant and unrelenting pressure on his father. William's motivation was rooted in a deep-seated strategic calculation, protecting the longevity and reputation of the crown he is destined to inherit. He made it clear that he would not want to inherit the headache, meaning he would not accept stepping into the role of monarch. While his disgraced uncle still occupied a prominent royal residence and retained residual ties to the official royal structure, William's exasperation with his uncle had been publicly evident long before the formal announcement. Recall the palpable tension displayed at the funeral of the Duke of Kent, where William's body language, invisible coolness toward Andrew, spoke volumes about the rift and the future king's distaste for his uncle's continued presence in royal life. This public display of anger was merely a manifestation of the private pressure William was consistently applying behind the scenes. For Prince William, this was a matter of institutional survival. The crown, he recognized, cannot afford to carry the specific burden of controversy into the next reign. Ensuring Andrew was completely detached financially, residentially, and titularly was a necessary preemptive measure to safeguard the integrity of his future kingship. William's insistence underscores the seriousness with which the younger generation views the need for transparency and accountability in the modern era. The decision, therefore, was not the result of a single edict, but a consensus forged under intense moral, public, and familial pressure. The report summarizing these events concluded with a powerful assessment of the collective strength demonstrated by the family. It was a family decision. It was quite strong, and I was quite proud when I heard it. This collective strength is the key takeaway. It signifies a mature and coordinated effort by the new guard, King Charles, Queen Camilla, Prince William, and Princess Catherine, to decisively address historical liabilities. They have demonstrated that the core institution is willing to make painful internal sacrifices to preserve its overall standing and moral authority in the eyes of the British public and Commonwealth. Let us return briefly to the practical ramifications for Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. The required move from Royal Lodge represents a massive shift in his lifestyle and financial arrangements. Royal Lodge, a sprawling mansion set on significant acreage, requires staggering funds for maintenance, security, and staffing. Expenses that are now expected to fall entirely upon Andrew himself without the benefit of royal subsidies or the easy access to funds that accompany senior royal status. The transition to alternative private accommodation suggests a profound scaling back of his existence, moving him from a palace fit for a duke to a far more modest, self-funded, and secluded life. Furthermore, the removal of titles and honors is not just about the Duke of York title. It impacts minor styles, potentially patronages, though most were previously relinquished, and the overall dignity associated with his birthright. While he remains a prince by birth, his public identity has been systematically dismantled. This systematic approach ensures that the stain of the scandal is not allowed to linger or reemerge in a future capacity. The role played by Catherine in this entire process is perhaps the most fascinating aspect for many royal observers. As she prepares for her eventual role as queen consort, she is proving herself to be a quiet yet formidable force within the institution. Her alignment with the King and William on this difficult matter demonstrates that her support for the monarchy is not passive. It is active, moral, and strategically essential. She is clearly invested in ensuring the monarchy she inherits is robust, ethical, and untainted by the errors of the past generation. In conclusion, the events of October 30th represent the final decisive chapter in a long period of turmoil for the House of Windsor. King Charles Roman III, supported fundamentally by the moral clarity and strategic vision of Queen Camilla, and the future King and Queen William and Catherine, has demonstrated that accountability triumphs over familial ties when the reputation of the crown is at stake. The era of Prince Andrew as a royal figure is definitively replaced by the private citizen. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, residing in accommodations far removed from the grandeur he once commanded. This family decision was indeed strong, and it was a powerful affirmation of the monarchy's commitment to self-preservation and ethical standards in the face of unprecedented scandal. This moment certainly gives us much to reflect upon regarding the future direction of the House of Windsor and the immense moral weight carried by those at the very top. We must acknowledge the difficult choices made, particularly by King Charles, who had to prioritize institution over sibling. What are your thoughts on this historic decision? Do you believe King Charles went far enough, or was this the necessary and final step required to protect the crown? Please share your opinions and insights in the comments section below. We truly value your perspective on these complex matters. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into royal news, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next update. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next